This is the awesome Broadmarsh shopping centre in Nottingham. It feels like a trip back in time to the 1970s. This shopping centre also feels like a scaled-down version of a normal shopping centre, as the ceilings are unusually low and the escalators unusually narrow. Also, most of the lifts here are original Otises. This is because this shopping centre's decor dated fast, so since the 90s there has always been the expectation that it was going to be rebuilt within the next 5 years, which would involve replacing the lifts. Because they thought they'd be replacing them anyway, no one bothered to modernise them, so they're all completely original. The Broadmarsh Centre in Nottingham is getting rebuilt. Let's explore it before it's too late. First to the Otis lifts in the bus station. These lifts have the most awesome motor noise I've ever heard. They go First, the old Otises in the bus station. It says they're both out of order, but I pushed the button, it still works. Maybe one of them's out of order. One of them's working! Even though they have lowered the button, I'm so glad they've kept the indicator. Still works. A lot nicer than a modern Dewhurst matrix indicator. It seems to go faster going down than going up with the indicator. Right, let's ride this awesome old Otis. Otis. It appears to be Otis that modernised. It still runs like it originally ran. Otis at least know a thing or two about their own lifts. Sadly, that's Dewhurst. And yeah, this just has a bumpy ride. I want to ride it again. So awesome. So really loud leveling speeds. This is awesome.
Send it back down, please.
And that leveling speed. Like it's really awesome noise. Go. It has a problem. Oh, it's not levelled properly. That might have been why they took it out of order. Still works, that levelling. It had problems, it's having problems. It's funny. Just having some quite serious problems. Let's listen to it. Can't see. That must be motor impact. There's no danger motor sign there. Maybe the motor impact is outside. The out of order sign's on the ladder. Motor impact. Just listen to the way that levels. It's so awesome. One of the most awesome levelling sounds of any lift ever that I've found. Otis. Seems to be trying to say Roman numerals too and Indo-Arabic too at the same time. That was the most awesome levelling sound of any lift. That lift just had one of the most awesome motor noises of any lift I've ever been in. That was epic. Now over into the main shopping centre of the Broadmarsh Centre. This is the main part of the Broadmarsh Centre. It's raining, I know. Now it's the next lift, which I think is a Keeley lift. That's out of order. It's not working. Let's see if the other one works. And it's working. This is a Keeley. The indicator working. And go to ground. Nice internal key indicator. Cone motor kit. Change to east floor. And this is East Square. In the Broadmarsh Centre. And now to the next lift, which is an awesome old Otis. I hope this is working. Lexon. You don't see a lot of those now. Old Otis. I hope that because these buttons are very high, they're going to add new ones like down here rather than remove these ones and just rewire it. Like, I mean, can't have a bit of respect for the heritage of buildings. Like, best place to put buttons is just to add a new button panel here and keep the original buttons. That's what should be done to this lift. It's an awesome old lift. But if you notice, that lift has now been modernised a bit and it levels terribly. This is upside down. And now into this shop, which is being used to display an exhibition on to the future. So they're redeveloping this shopping centre. I hope they keep the old Otises. It's a bit difficult to be sure. I think that the Broadmarsh Centre. So this is the Broadmarsh Centre. I hope that they don't get rid of all the quirky features of the shopping centre. Like here, you have a set of like really narrow, like miniature gauge escalators. This is nice. It's like really narrow escalators. I like it. I hope they don't get rid of it. Miniature gauge escalators. And all of these like shops make the Broadmarsh feel like a trip back in time to the 1980s. Like, you have a Wimpy, and it's like a trip back in time to the 1980s, this shopping centre. And it feels rather cosy as shopping centres go. Rather strange shopping centre. I mean, I like strange shopping centres. I don't like people who want to make everything as normal as possible, because then it would just be boring. I don't want every shopping centre to look like Westfields. I want Westfields to look like Westfields, and only Westfields. Westfields just has their own distinct style, and I don't like people trying to copy it. And now to the other old Otis. However, this one is no longer an original old Otis, as it's been modernised by Schindler. But this modernisation is so stupid. Look, these buttons look a bit too high to satisfy disability regulations. They're almost the original height, which is really high. And wasn't this, so this has not been modernised ideally, it's not very good. Now the thing is, different lift companies, in the UK, nowadays nearly all lift companies use kilograms, and sadly they don't put any measurements. They don't like put an imperial measurement in brackets or anything, which I think is rather sad. I know that typically back in the 70s, most lift companies measured the capacity of their lifts in hundredweights in the UK, although Otis, because they're an American company, used pounds, and like, because in America hundredweights aren't generally used, I know. Because a hundredweight in British, a hundredweight in British measurements is 112 pounds. So I know that. I'm just thinking. So it does lead to the weird juxtaposition that you get 2,400 pounds, which, and going by American hundredweight, which is 100 pounds. It definitely looks better as 24 CWT, and that would be American lifts going by an American hundredweight. But for some reason they all use pounds, which is a bit strange. This is the exchange centre. It's really a shopping arcade, and it doesn't have any lifts. Runs the clock, and that's beautiful, really in tune Westminster chimes. Really beautiful Westminster chimes. I love that. I think it's in G major. I'm not sure. And it's. I always remember the shopping centre because I used to come to Nottingham a lot. My grandparents live. Well, it's their closest city. I'm not saying exactly where they live, of course. But basically, I always used to come to Nottingham a lot, and I'd know that I'd always associate the exchange centre with being closed a lot. They didn't like you walking through when the shops were closed. Let's see what this Primark has. Otis Gen 2 indicator. Why is that button not working with that lift? What is it? Ah, that lift must go up the top only level, which this doesn't serve. I just know how to deal with that.